Just try to speak English, brother.
Okay.
Satish, can I start?
Again, sir.
Okay, good evening to everyone. Okay, welcome to Mr. President, Dato R. Ramanathan Kalseki, President, and Mr. Tamil Selvan Subramaniam T. Selvam, Deputy President of Kalseki, Executive Committee members, Council members, and Speaker, Mr. Kumaresh, is a ASEAN Secretary, ASEAN Associate as a Director for the company, and also is a Chartered Secretary. So welcome all. Okay, team, our chamber is 93 years old chamber. We are collaborate with the BSN Bank, Agro Bank, and SME Corp, and other things. So we are work together with the other agency also. So for the further ado, I would like to invite Mr. T. Selvam for the opening speech.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I think everybody are fine. Thank you, Raj, moderator, our council member, and also is a what you call chairman for Micro Business Development Committee. Mr. Raj is a very, very active council member in our chamber during this term. He has already organized many, many programs like this. Thank you and congratulations, Mr. Raj. Okay, my name is Selvam. I'm the Deputy President for Kuala Lumpur Selangor Indian Chamber of Commerce. And then I would like to welcome ladies and gentlemen, members of Chamber, members of Kuala Lumpur Selangor Indian Chamber of Commerce, non-members, and also Malaysians. I suppose there are non-Indians also participating today program. And the subject today will be brought by our speaker, no other than also our council member. His company is ASEAN Associate, a chartered company secretary, and a very experienced one. He is also some sort of for our committee, our council this term. He gives a lot of advice, knowledge about company secretary and also audit and accounting. Okay, welcome. Okay, today's subject. This is actually the 34th. I think it's a 34th chapter. We are organizing such a 37th chapter Zoom series we are organizing this time. For the year is already 37. That is, I think, quite many. I think almost every week or the other week we are having one Zoom program during this pandemic, during this time. Okay, today's program, I think the latest development on Companies Act and compliance of SMEs, for SMEs, compliance for SMEs. I think the subject will be submission of returns, audit and criteria and auditors appointment. I think these are subject which I think for all businessmen is a very common subject. But I would like to also highlight this program is timely during this time. Why? Because last 2 years during pandemic, our accounts been abnormal, our income been abnormal, we don't know actual how the audit going to be done. We are not sure of whether expenses will be very low, but sometimes some companies are making a big profit, like Top Glove today making a few $1 billion profit. We see the report. And during this pandemic, I think many of us gone through the last 2 years, and I think things are getting better, but the result is not so good, but things are opening up for economy purpose perhaps. And then you can see still 18,000 cases. We have already reached the 2 million mark positive cases. And then that is also 22,000 so far. So these are not so good sign. And we are in Selangor and Kuala Lumpur. We are still at phase 2. And some things in phase 3 states can do, but we can't. Like schools are opening up in phase 3, I think next month in October. So many things we can't do. But coming back to the subject of this today's subject, I would like to share some experience. In the company now, we are some people are facing a loss in the company, and how are they going to send in their returns? Is there any exemption time, and is there any relief by the government, tax relief? All this is very important. This is critical time, never before. This is new norm. And many things, there's a question mark. I think it's timely that Raj and his team and Mr. Kumaresan is a council member. I think it's timely he has brought up this subject to reach out to all these participants today. I think the participant today will benefit. I'm sure they all will benefit, and I want everybody who participating today to participate and ask questions, and whatever doubts you have, you clear your doubts before you end of the section, so that how to go about for the tax and this audit and annual return, which probably last year you all have delayed, or this year you all starting to do it. So there are many questions that I think Mr. Kumaresan can answer you all today. Hopefully everybody will benefit out of this. Before that, a brief about Kuala Lumpur Selangor. We are 93 years organization, registered in 1928. We have 18 elected members, and our ESCO, our president, Dr. Ramanathan, myself, the deputy, Selvam. And we have a vice president, Dr. Navamani. I think she's also participating today. And then we have our treasurer, Mr. Kumaraguru, our honorary secretary general, Mr. Nivas Raghavan, and total 18 council members. We all have our own portfolios. Like Mr. Raj, he is taking care of the micro businesses. We have entrepreneur development. Myself, I'm taking care of the district. They are international trade chairman. There's chairperson for women's. They are chairperson for youth, and many more. So we all are at your service, and hopefully whoever members already here, I think please participate in our many programs we are organizing. And those for other non-members, kindly be part of us. Join as a member with KL Selangor, and be part of it, and then enjoy the benefit and opportunities prepared by the chamber. Thank you very much. I hope everybody will benefit to this program. Thank you. I pass to Mr. Raj.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. President, Deputy President. Thank you very much. Okay, now I welcome Mr. Kumaresan Shanmugamnathan, SNCS General Charter Secretary, to give a speech. Sir, welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Good day and good afternoon to everyone, all of you all. And Selamat Hari Malaysia to all the participants. Okay, first and foremost, thank you, Mr. Silvaraj, the chairman of MBDC, and also Mr. Tamil Selvam, the deputy president of KLCK, and also I think Mr. Navamani, the vice president, is also here. I wish you all good afternoon, and the rest of the EXCO, and as well as the council members. I welcome you all for this section with me. I hope I'm not going to bore you on a very interesting Friday afternoon, but nevertheless, when the time comes for us to have question and answers, I hope I can give you all more information pertaining to the issues at stake. Okay, without much ado, can we go to the topic as we have envisaged to talk today? Mr. Satish, can we start? Okay, basically, we need to ensure that we understand the new act came into force on 31st January 2017. And after that, all the forms which previously were mentioned as Form 49, 24, and so on, has been made redundant. And it has been replaced by all sections. So nowadays, the forms are in the manner of sections. So you will not have the previous form now. It is all mentioned as the sections. And I think if you are owner of a what you call private limited company or Berhad company, this is very clear. But if you need further information about this matter, in the question and answers, you can ask me. I will give you more details about this later. But few areas you need to look at very clearly is there's no more common seal needed to be given for any kind of signatures and so on. Furthermore, then the share certificates is already upon request. And the other one very important point is on the replacement of memorandum and articles of association. Basically, a lot of companies do not understand that it goes on default. That means when you incorporate a company, and if you do not ask your company secretary to prepare a constitution, then on default, you are going to use the Companies Act as your memorandum and articles. So this is very important because that means you're going to be taking fully from that act itself. So when you have a constitution, you will have a different perspective and it will be more tailor-made for yourself, for your company and so on. So please look at this. These are the important areas for you to administer your company. Next, please. And then the other thing is in terms of shares. For the benefit of everyone, you all are aware that the stamping duty for the paid up capital is no more. But you must prove that your capital is being increased either by cash injection or through the assets that you brought into the company. So the evidence is very important because without the evidence, the company secretary will never or will be able to do any kind of increment of your paid up capital. So please take note that. Then the other one is transfer of shares. The transfer of shares, two important criteria is mentioned here. One is to do the stamping duty, you need to give your audited financial statement to the Lembaga Hasil Dalam Negeri, not SSM, but Lembaga Hasil Dalam Negeri. And when you submit that, then only the adjudication of your share transfer will be done. Without that, you can't do your share transfer unless you are less than 18 months old. Your company is less than 18 months old. Then it is possible. The last one is register of members. In this new act, they have what they call implemented something called the register of members (ROM) in SSM itself. Those days when the share been transferred, there will be no evidence in SSM about the transfer has taken place and who is the new shareholders. But now the ROM is a must, or it is always available in the system where you can purchase it, or you can ask your secretary to get it for you. Okay, next. This is another area where a lot of confusion arises. There is two types of penalties imposed by SSM. One is the penalty according to the sections that you have defaulted. The other one is filing the lodgement of your documents which are late. When you are late in submitting your documents, there will be fine imposed. And this is called late lodgement fee. And this late lodgement fee, I'm talking about private company, yeah? This is the number, all right? So the late lodgement fee, until maximum 3 months you are late from the date of the event, you are charged 50 ringgit. More than 3 months, less than 6 months is 100 ringgit. Beyond 6 months, but less than 12 months is 150. And more than 12 months, flat rate 200. For example, if annual return of 2017 you have not submitted till now, that means you need to pay 200 ringgit, not for each year, but only one time. That means you will pay for the annual return plus the late lodgement fee. I hope I'm very clear in this area. All right. Okay. Can I go to the next one? Okay. Then we have the name change. If nowadays, when there's a name change and so on, we have to submit something called Section 27. Okay. And one of the another interesting document which is done manually, not in the system, is called Practice Directive 2/2017. Here, any changes which you want to reflect, which is not reflected in your corporate profile in SSN, you can ask your company secretary to file in this practice directive. We call it PD2. And for example, you have a branch office, you need to change your what they call a business objective and so on. You use this format, this form to do the filing, and it's all manually done. Okay, and very important at this current juncture, where the Bank Negara as well as SSN is going after all the companies which are using what we call nominee directors, especially those who are not Bhumiputra companies but claiming to be Bhumiputra companies. Please be aware that you need to file in the beneficial ownership information. Now, this one, if you don't declare, it will be going to be very, very troublesome when the time comes when you need to do your changes in other areas. So please be aware that beneficial ownership, it is the honors of the shareholders to declare for whom they are holding their shares. I repeat, the shareholders must declare for whom they are holding their shares. If the shares are only owned, no issue. But they are owning it for someone else, a third party, no matter who are they need to declare the person's full details. Okay, next please. This is the place where the constitution. Now, when you incorporate a company, you forget to do your constitution. You may file it later as an optional under section 32, but you need to pay a separate fee for that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's a 300 ringgit. And for existing companies who has their M&A in perspective, but they do not want to use the M&A anymore, they want to discard it and go for the constitution, they are allowed to adapt it to section 36, where they need to alter or amend whatever they need to be through the constitution and submit it to SSN, and they are valid it through. Okay, so these are the administration part where we need to look at. If you have done this, very good. If you don't, please look into it, talk to your company secretaries, and then do the right things. Carry on. This is meetings. Although this is this subject, it looks like very, very simple, but there is something that we need to be very aware, because even as a company secretary, we are learning new things with the new act. For example, for private company, there's no more annual general meeting allowed. Not say allowed, they are not. It's not mandatory anymore to have an annual general meeting, because when we do the annual general meeting, as usual, we'll have the director's report, the submission of the adoption of accounts, the appointment or reappointment of auditors, the issuance of dividends, and so on and so forth. That is a real AGM. That is what we call an AGM for. But since there is a decoupling in the annual return and the audited financial statement in the new act, the annual general meeting is no more a mandatory thing anymore. So please take note on that matter as well. Now, all the meetings you can have it secularized. That means you need not have to have the meeting to be held in one venue, but you may create the documents and send to all your members, your directors, and have it, provided it can be only done for other things except for two things. You cannot remove a director through that. I repeat, you can't remove a director through secularized resolution. That's one. The second one is you cannot remove your auditor through a secularized resolution. If you do that, you are making an offense of the act. Please take note of this. Although some people, some out there yet to understand the consequences. But if you remove a director via secularized resolution, you are in trouble. So you have to be very careful, especially the directors. Okay. And the lastly, we call last time board of directors meeting. We'll have a physical meeting. We call for a 14 days notice, and then we call for a meeting and so on and so forth. But now the act clearly allows us to have resolution via director's written resolution. That means you write the resolution, then circularize to all the directors of the day for them to sign on them and put the date when they are signing it. So the date the first director signs is the date it is getting valid. All right. So this is an overall picture of it. But now I'm going to be very specific on the meeting part because it's very much need to be complied for. Because when it comes to any kind of investigation by SSM, they are looking at the minutes to check a lot of information about how the company is being administered. Can Satish? These meetings is governed under section 290 for private companies. That means Sdn Bhd, this comes under this purview. Now, under this, under section 290, there is a clause in section 301 whereby the BOD, that means the directors, will propose that the meeting can be held by way of secularized meeting, and all the what you call resolutions can be circulated to all members as stipulated in the section 300. Okay, so this is one of the areas that there was a very clear changes that what you call the act has shown. The other one is there is a determinant date. That means you having a resolution, it is not going to be there forever. If you didn't sign within a stipulated date, it will expire. So please be aware about this. When you have, for example, in case there is a few directors and they did not sign the resolution, and your constitution says that the resolution must be signed by everyone or majority must sign, but majority didn't sign on that particular date and the date expired, that means your resolution is invalid. So please take care of this particular area. And then in terms of special resolution, this is only for the members meeting. Now the members meeting is very emphasized because they are no more known as extraordinary general meeting. It is known as members meeting, MOM. So the minutes that you prepare or the resolution that you prepare, it depicts the members category. Okay. So if you are preparing a special resolution for certain reasons, it needs to be sanctioned by 75% of the members present or signing. Say, let's say you have 5 people. That means you must have minimum 3 of them signing. The next 2 didn't sign. If it doesn't give you the 75%, then you cannot say that the resolution is being carried. So this is very important to take note. Whereas the ordinary resolution, minimum 51% signed, it is still valid. Okay. And then the other one is section 302, whereby a person with minimum 5% of shares can call for a meeting via secularized resolution to be distributed to the directors or members. So this is very important, where they have spelled out very clearly that they need to say what is the meeting for, and the subject matter must not exceed 1,000 words. It's all mentioned very clearly in the Act about this matter. So please talk to your secretary if you need to know further clarification about this matter. All right. And say if this meeting is is requested by the member, then all the costs must be borne by the company. That means the company must pay the cost. Okay, so this is the areas that a lot of differences have arise from the former Companies Act 1965. Next. Okay, now coming to the part where I think more compliance is needed. As you all are aware, now we have a company, when a newly formed company, we have a date of incorporation. That means your date of the birth date of the company. So every year, without failing, your birth date or the birth date of your company, you need to file your annual returns. The question about your company being dormant or inactive does not arise. I repeat, the question about your company being dormant or inactive, or your directors, one or missing, and so on and so forth, does not arise. You still need to submit your annual return. Unless you are asking for extension, then you need to put your EOT or extension of time. But annual return is a must. So now annual return, you need to submit every year without failing. If you fail to submit your annual return, minimum compound is 5,000, maximum they can go is 50,000. And you need to file your annual return within 30 days from the date of your incorporation anniversary. So this is very normal. But with the new act, if you fail to submit your annual return for 3 consecutive years, automatically, without informing even the company secretary, SSM can strike off the company. So please take note of this. Okay, this is very important, and please cooperate with your company secretaries on this matter. Okay, and the other thing, when it comes to, there'll be some questions later on, I suppose. If in this record, usually we will write in where the company is located, where the books are kept, where is the register is kept, where is the accounting books are kept, whether there's a business branches, and so on and so forth, who is the directors, the shareholders, the auditors, and so on. Say, let's say you are inactive. You haven't determined who is your auditor for the first 12 months. You still can submit without putting your auditor's name. So take note of this. No one will penalize you. But later, after the 18 months, you need to show, provided you are still doing your with your accounts with an active in an active way. Then you need to form. If not, you don't need to submit your auditor's name. All right. Next. Now, whereas account, just now when I told you about annual return, there's a lot of confusion about the terms and terminology here. Annual return is a separate document. It is under the purview of the company secretary to submit directly. Whereas accounts is a different thing. Now, the word we use is accounts. The first one, what I'm going to inform is the management account is prepared by the directors via their own in-house company, accountants and so on, and then will be given to the auditors to audit. So for the first year, you are given 18 months to prepare your accounts, meaning you must submit your accounts within the 24 months. I repeat again, you have to understand this. The 18 months period given means you are able to prepare your accounts and then submit within 24 months. That means after 24 months, if you never submit, automatically you will get a penalty. You will be penalized under Section 248 for non-compliance. And the sum is very hefty, mind you. So please get this done. But there is now, they have given the recognition to dormant companies. But you cannot just claim dormant because there's a directive here. And that is where I put here the Practice Directive number 3/2017 has given the terminology for what is dormant, what is zero revenue, and what is threshold qualified. These are the three things can make you feel that if you qualify under this category, your accounts need not be audited by auditor. Yet, you need to file your management accounts to SSM. Still, you have to file your management accounts to SSM as well as your tax returns to Lembaga Hasil. So, what is this dormant, what is zero, and so on? Let's go to the next slide. Now, when is a dormant company? It starts from the time of incorporation. As most of you all are aware, the time you take the first employee or the day you issue your first invoice is known as the time you started to be becoming active in your business. So if you're dormant, it means it's really dormant. You never even open a bank account. Then it's dormant. But the word dormant is being abused a lot. But nevertheless, I hope you understand now that the word dormant means you yet to even open a bank account. Next is, it is dormant throughout the current financial year and immediate preceding financial year. This is when dormancy comes in. That means you've been an active company, then say this year, since the pandemic, you haven't been dormant, you haven't been active at all for the whole year, but it must also precede last year. If you are already an active company, then only you are known as a dormant in this perspective. So when you submit your accounts, you need to submit your management accounts. Even though you have nothing to show, you still have to submit your management account. Okay, it is similar to your management account will be very similar to your what you call your auditor report, except for there would be auditor's signature or his report there. The director's report is needed, the director's statement is needed, everything is needed. All that is needed except for your auditor's information. Okay. The next one is zero revenue. When is a zero revenue? Okay. Here, during this current year, there's no revenue at all. There is no invoice issued at all. Okay. And this is the same situation for the last 2 years. If that is so, then you are considered as to be a zero revenue company. But you have a previous asset which is not exceeding 300,000, then you qualify under this category. Next, Satish. And the last one is threshold qualified. This, I think, a lot of people can. Maybe during this pandemic time, I feel that like how Deputy President Mr. Selvam just now told us that if any of y'all who's having a Sundar Barat who falls under this category, please look at it, get your management account straightened up, and then if your revenue is not exceeding 100,000 during the current financial year and the immediate past 2 financial years, then you are qualified for this. And it's the total assets in the current statement of financial statement does not exceed even 300,000, then you are able to use this threshold qualified to claim for the what you call management accounts to be submitted during the current period. Okay, so and the other thing to qualify for this, another criteria that they have mentioned there is you need to have less than 5 employees only. It cannot be more than 5. If you qualify for the first 2, but you have more than 5 employees, you don't qualify for that. So please take note of this. Okay. All right. Yes, Satish. So having said that, that is where the company now says, okay, I got the accounts. If say I need to appoint an auditor, what should I do? Usually the first appointment of auditors is done by the directors directly. Okay, the moment you form your company, and if you think your company is an active company, is having a revenue more than 100,000, and you need to do the audit after 18 months, the date that they have proposed for you to appoint your auditor is 1 month before you close your financial year end. That is why 30 days before the financial year end, you may appoint your auditor. You can appoint earlier, no issues. But if you fail to appoint that time, make sure that you appoint just 30 days prior to your closing of your financial year end. This is the law. Okay, please follow this, because we have a lot of issues when it comes to the next stage. Then, one thing you must be aware: the appointment of an auditor will conclude the moment they have submitted the accounts that's been audited to the board of directors. That means they are considered like a contractual. They are not going to supersede to the next current year. What will happen is, if you need them to continue, you need to reappoint them. And the reappointment will be done only in the members meeting, no more in the directors meeting. So this needs to be very clear. This needs to be very clear. So when the time is when you're issuing your letter of engagement or whatever, you must spell out very clearly: are they only for this current year, or they're continuing to be appointed or reappointed until and unless the company decided not to extend them as an auditor. So this is where the directors as well as the members have to play a part. Okay, so one very important thing here now is in SSM, due to a lot of issues under auditors, sometimes auditors has been removed without their knowledge. Auditors were told that they have resigned, but in actual form, they still the auditors of the company. So what happens is, nowadays, the SSM wants the auditor to notify of their resignation. If say they are resigning, they need to notify through a form called Section 282. So this is very important. But if the members or the company is removing the auditor, they need to file in Section 277 to the SSM before they, with the notice of meeting, and they must be represented. That means the auditor must be represented why they are being removed. So this is very important here, because a lot of auditors and professionals in this industry, they are complaining. There has been a lot of issues pertaining to this. That is why the authorities are very strict that this must be properly done. So remember, when you're removing the auditor, you need to have a physical meeting. You can't have a paper meeting. Okay, so this is very important to be noted. Next. Carry on. Okay, this is basically a directorship part. I think most of you all know that audit directors, you can be local and also foreigner. One matter on the foreigner part. Okay, the foreigner must have a local address. He can't have a foreign address. If he have a foreign address, it must get notarized. But nevertheless, if the company has only one director and if he's a foreigner, he must have a local address. Please take note of that. All right. And then the other one is Section 206. That's a removal. Again, I have to tell you all, it needs a special resolution. That means 75% of the votes must be counted. And the next is, it must be a physical meeting. Okay. Carry on. Okay. Another area where people are a bit confused about the terms and terminology about members and shareholder and so on and so forth. A shareholder is a person who's obtaining a share in the company, and by virtue of that, he is known as the owner of the company. But you have to be fully aware he cannot exercise his rights until and unless his name is being recorded in the register of members. Why I'm telling you this, very, very, very important here. Let's say you have transferred your shares. You deem that you are the owner of the company, one of the owners of the company. But if the secretary or the directors fail to adhere to this practice of putting your name on the membership document, you cannot claim your rights. That's one. The second thing is the directors still can reject your transfer, because you must understand the scenario. The shareholders, they can transfer the share outside the jurisdiction of the company without the knowledge of the company. If a person have a share of a private limited company, if he likes to sell off his share to someone else who he thinks would like to be a part of the company, he gives the share and he transfers, he gets the transfer done. At the first juncture, everything was smooth. But due to some issue, when the person comes to say that he is now the rightful owner of the shares, the board can reject it. But usually this doesn't happen in normal scenario. But when there's a board tussle, when there's a problem between the company, this is very, very serious thing to note. A lot of companies having this tussle on this matter. Okay. The next one is transfer or transmission. A transfer is a very direct one. A direct transfer, that means buyer and a seller willing to buy and sell, like just now when I give you the example. So it's very direct. So you just register that and you become the owner. But transmission is for those who have died and who have passed away, who has a will and so on. That is what you named it as a transmission. So transmission sometimes takes time, and if you are without any will or a beneficiary in place, it will be a bit tricky, and also takes a lot of time for that to be cleared off. So please pay attention to these two terms, especially those who are owning shares in a private limited company. Okay, and remember about the beneficial owner. Here, the beneficial owner, if there is one, you need to name that in full detail. Next. All right. Some of the areas that we find a bit trickier is some companies are being incorporated. After incorporated, they wanted to do some business. It didn't take off due to some reasons. And then most of the time what happens is the directors or the shareholders goes missing. And this is a problem for a lot of company secretaries, because the burden that we are carrying is very tremendous, because we can't just close a company just because we can't locate it. We have to do a lot of administrative work. So in case in future when someone is incorporating a company and so on, I would suggest that in case you do not want to continue using the company anymore, please talk to your company secretary and tell them that you want to either strike off the company or surrender the company to them if it is new company. Because by doing that, you save a lot of time and it is far more easier process. But if you don't do that, but after some time, you deem that the company has been closed by itself, you're also wrong, because sometimes the company might have had some kind of what you call financial obligations or some kind of records which cannot be erased just like that. For example, they might have taken a loan and the loan could have a charge and the charge has not been paid and so on and so forth. These are the things that stop the SSM from closing the company. They'll wait for the directors to come to them and explain, but that doesn't happen. So what we suggest is, if you are keen to close, go and do the what you call a submission of the Borang C through the income tax, from your tax agent. Get the forms and give it to us so that we can help in getting you all to close the company via the CP204 and so on and so forth. And also very important is your bank account. When you cease your operation, you immediately must close the bank account. We got some cases whereby the company is closed, is even closed by SSM, but they are operating the bank account. This is a criminal offense. If you do that, it's a criminal offense. After that, the Companies Act doesn't kick in, you will be put under criminal area already. So please be careful about this. And you must also declare there's no employees and no liabilities whatsoever. Then only you can say, I'm really off and I want to close the company once and for all. This is the advice I give to those who are having a pandemic issue. Because of pandemic, they haven't been in the business at all and they want to look at closing their company. Please talk to your secretary and get their advice. Okay, even though there could be some dues to be paid to the company secretary and so on, I think with good faith, I think you all can work on some kind of arrangement. If you fail to do that, it will be really troublesome for both parties, mind you, because the authorities are very strict. And if you fail to do that, you may later face a problem when you cannot open another company. The SSM is coming to that level already. They are blacklisting those who have opened companies and did not submit their dues, that is their annual return and their audited financial statement on time, and so they are being blacklisted, and that will be more severe. The punishment will be more severe. So I hope I am clear about this. So please take note of this matter. Carry on. Okay, these are we will advise all our participants here to look at these. Even though during this pandemic there is some businesses have thrived well and have done well, because some of them has done the right planning for themselves and using the professional support that we are offering. Not only the company secretaries, you are paying for the tax agent, you are paying for the auditors and so on. We are there for you to be better. It's not a cost. Whatever we are servicing for our clients is not a cost. It is actually helping you all to boost your business. Okay, so please understand, and I seek your attention to one area. I think we are live on the Facebook. I want this to be very well noted. In a lot of unscrupulous operators there have put a lot of things like free advice, free things, and all that. I'm going to be very honest to you. Nothing is free. Okay, all these are business gimmick, and I don't know who's this, but the professionals find it very amusing that they can even afford to form companies at a very less than statutory price. That means forming a company, if it is you're paying at least 1,500, they're telling I'll do it for you for 499. Frankly, mind-boggling. But this is what you have to be careful. So please seek the right people, the right advice, and the right way to do your business. Okay? Carry on. Yeah, this is the final slides that we're going to talk. Actually, it was a bit saddening thing for all the secretaries were regarded as what you call non-essential professionals during that time. But we were given a lot of information about the moratorium, and they were asking us to inform that only after the lockdown over. Now, this is where the confusion comes in. MCO technically is not over. So they are telling after the MCO 3.0 is over, the filing of statutory forms, especially like annual returns, can be done. Okay, must be done by then. Even though your annual return is subject to be submitted in April, but you can submit it after the MCO is over within 30 days. But now the situation is a bit tricky because we are yet to be confirmed on this, whether they're talking about the current situation or they're talking about after the MCO be taken off officially. So this is something that you all please take note. And also, there's no late filing fee. Remember just now, the 50 ringgit, 100 and 150, you don't need to pay the late filing fee. Okay, so this, please take note on that. On the accounts, this is also another important area whereby those from October 2020, if you had your financial year end from October 2020 onwards, you should have asked your secretary to file in your EOT. EOT means what you call the extension of time. If that is done, then you are safe and you can file. Even those who are closing the accounts in December 2020, you have until this end of this month to file your accounts. So these are the basic things. If you have need further clarification, you can ask us later. Okay. Or with that, I think I will end my son and open for questions. Thank you.
Okay, team, any question can ask now?
Can we look at the chat?
Yeah, Mr.
Okay, I'll take the questions from the chat first.
Okay, can. Yes, I am from Para. Recently got returned from Singapore job, planning to register online micro business enterprise. Do I get audited or transfer pricing from IRB?
Okay, there's one question. I'm from Para, recently got retrenched from Singapore job, planning to register online micro business. Do I get audited, transfer pricing from IRB? The name is not mentioned, but anyway, let me explain. When you say micro business, I'm a bit confused because business can be divided into two areas: incorporated companies and unincorporated entities. When we say unincorporated entities, it's like sole proprietor, partnership comes under that. Sole proprietor and partnership need not to do any audit. You don't need to do any audit. The default financial year end is 31st December. That is for an unincorporated company. So now, I mean, for ROB, we call it register of business. You register under ROB, register of business. It can be done online. It can be done online. Currently, they've opened up the online area. And then there's a hybrid company. We call it PLT, Partnership Limited Liability Partnership, PLT we call it. That one also no need to do audit, but you need to do management accounts and tax must be submitted as well. Okay, that is PLT. Whereas any companies which fall under incorporated companies, which is Berhad or Sdn Berhad, must be audited unless they fall under the three threshold: zero revenue, dormant, or what do you call the other threshold, where these three things will exempt you from submitting the audited report. Okay. Next question, Mr. Nara asked, companies which have ceased operation and as have agreed to strike off the company, is there any issue if bank account is not closed? It's an issue, sir. As I told you, if the company has been struck off, you need to close the account. If not, two authorities will come after you. The Lembaga Hasil Dalam Negeri, the income tax, will say your strike off is null and void. And the second one is it's a criminal offense when you don't have a company to issue check under the company's name. Okay, please take note of that. Okay, any other questions directly? Anything will do, not necessarily auditors or whatever. We can talk anything that will give some insight about the current situations and so on.
Any question, team? Please ask. Thank you.
Excuse me, is the mic on for all the participants? Mr. Satish?
Yes, sir. On.
Okay, as we wait for any questions, let me explain one more thing. Okay, those who are doing the accounts, okay, please note under section 244 that you should record your accounts within 60 days from the date of the transaction. This is a law. Remember that. That means you must ensure that it is captured either manually or in the system within 60 days from the date of a transaction. It is depicted in section 245. Okay, please take note. And then all the accounts records, you must keep it for 7 years. 7 years is very, very important. And the question arises, where to keep it? If it's a Sendirian Berhad, you have to keep it in your registered office or in your business address. If you fail to do so, then there's a penalty. Remember, just now we do annual return every year. The annual return, you will state in one area where you are keeping your records. So this is very important because income tax also will look at it as well as SSN. So when you have a Sendirian Berhad, remember that the compliance is very, very important. As long as you comply, you are safe. Okay, that is why you have the company secretaries there to help you out in this manner. Okay.
Mr. Kumle, see in the chat, I've got some question.
Okay.
Mr. Muru. Might be basic, one question. If someone want to start the company.
Okay, if you want to start I would suggest you start with an unincorporated company. Use the what you call business registration first. That is your BR, ROB. You register under BR. Get yourself familiarized with all the nitty-gritties of a business. Okay, and then once you see that you are paying taxes more than what you should pay in a Sendirian Berhad, then convert it into your Sendirian Berhad. Not say convert, change to your Sendirian Berhad. That is where you will learn the ropes, especially for younger generation. That is why you see the government is basically helping and asking all the graduates to form a company free of charge. For information, this is free of charge for those who are aspiring to open your own company under the sole proprietorship. Okay, so you can take it from there. That is one. The second one is those who are aspiring, even can be younger generation or elder person. If you already got a product or service, my humble advice is please draw up a simple business plan. That means what what you're going to sell, how much, what going to be, what you're going to earn, how much the cost you're going to incur, and so on and so forth. At least you get some idea what going to happen. So with that idea, then you can see things crystallizing, and then you will learn better. Okay. Section 244. If dormant company must it follow 6 days only, as it's only prepared once a year. Now, dormant company. Remember just now I told your dormant company. When you say dormant company, is a misnomer. Misnomer means the word being used meant something else, but y'all are meaning something else. Dormant means you don't even have a bank account. Then it's a dormant. But let's say you're like, I think what you're asking is you have a very few transactions, and then you want to prepare your accounts, and then you want to submit to audit, or you want to submit your management accounts. Technically speaking, the offense is offense. If say the audit, the lembaga hasil walks into your office or to your premises, they can question this. They will ask, where is the record? You might have in raw data, that means your invoice, your payment voucher, but you don't have anything in record, then the offense is still there.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kumar sir. Any question? Still got time?
Hi, Raj, Nara here.
Vanakkam sir,
Hi.
vanakkam. Yes,
Hey,
how are
Thanks,
you?
thanks, Raj and Mr. Selvam. Thank you, Mr. Kumarasan. It was a good session, and also
thank
thank you for answering the question. I
Sure.
just had a small point, regarding the dormant company, right?
Yes, sir.
So earlier you mentioned, and I was not sure whether I got it right, but dormant company, the definition was when they hired the first person, or when they raised the first invoice. Is that the point?
No. What I mean, they become active. A dormant
Yeah.
company become active when they already have a bank account.
Right.
Or they employ one, one employee, or the first invoice they
Right.
issue.
Any one of those.
Yes.
So once that has happened, then it's considered as to be an active company, and then therefore they need to comply with.
Yeah, it can be,
all the
you can
regulations.
say that it is a semi-active company. Then when you see the threshold, whether the revenue is more than 100,000, then it's active. It is less than that, then you fall back on the other thresholds, the three
Okay.
criteria that I given there.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Any question, team? No. Inche Selvam, any question?
Another thing I need to highlight, one more thing is, remember, prior to 2017, we filed the annual return and accounts together. Now we don't file it together. That means annual return will follow the anniversary, and within 30 days you submit. Whereas accounts follow the financial year end. After the financial year end, you are given 60 days, 6 months to prepare your accounts, to audit the accounts, and additional 1 month is given for you to submit to SSN. So in all, you get 7 months. So remember this thing, thing. And okay, the question some can ask like this: what happened if prior to 2007 I haven't filed my accounts and my returns? So what should I do? If you are serious about continuing, I would suggest that annual return, we can talk to the officers, tell them that you will comply with the latest annual return starting from 2017 onwards. Okay? But accounts, you need the continuity. Even though you didn't do your accounts since 2013, you need to do it until make it current. And then you can carry on your business. So this can be done. Okay? So it depends on how you want to use your company and build your wealth. Okay, so get for those who are having their companies, they must understand that your track record speaks volume. If you have a track record, especially during the pandemic and all that, remember that the government gave a lot of benefits to those who had done their accounts. I think Tekun were willing to give funds. Even banks were willing to give the funds. But a lot of our business people were quite sadly to say they were not prepared for that. So I hope that the compliance from now onwards, please look at it very seriously so that you all will understand the importance of it.
Mr. Kumaresan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so okay, I think you have presented very well.
Thank you.
Very less question means many people already understood what you presented.
Or they know everything.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to ask, not a question, but some few clarification.
Yeah.
Most important thing here, I think the delay in submission lodgement.
Yeah.
The private company, I think it is very clear the penalties.
Yeah.
It is like more than 3 months, you got 50 ringgit, 6 months, 100, 12 months, 150, and 12 months, 200 ringgit, so forth. It's very clear. I think on the annual return part, the penalty very hefty, 5,000 ringgit. Okay, I think you need to give more clarity there. How much delay and how to avoid, and also is the 5,000 when?
Okay, 5,000 is only.
Probably you can show the slide again and then give more details.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me tell you this. There's two things. The 50, 100 and all that, that is late filing.
Yeah,
late filing fee. Meaning, if say I supposed to file the annual return last month, I failed to file it the last day of the 31st August. I filing it only in 15th of September. Then it is late filing. I'm not offending. I didn't do any offense against the act. I'm still filing. But those who never filed at all, who haven't filed any single annual return at all,
okay.
If the authorities picked up your company, your ad for it, they will charge you the penalty. The penalty is 5,000. Once before the penalty is imposed, if you pay your late filing fee and you have submitted, you are not going to be recharged again for the penalty anymore. You escape from that. But be careful now. The system, because SSM has their own system, there is a chance, even though now we are filing after the deadline and so on, we file, the chances are you might get an auto-generated document saying that you need to pay the fine. And that is the time where the company secretary must work for you. He needs to submit an appeal to inform SSM that the client has submitted during the moratorium period. So with that notification and proof, they will waive off whatever the penalty.
Yeah, can I?
This is for this 5,000 is for those who haven't submitted at all. Yeah. That's what it is.
No, what I wanted to know also, I'm clear what you have explained now. Yeah, that part is unclear. Okay, that 5,000, let's say 1 year you never send your annual return.
Yeah.
After your deadline.
Yes.
They will give you a compound of minimum 5,000. Okay. If let's say they never give you a compound, then you 2 years. Then will they make it double or is higher or
no? The moment
come to a time, the 3 years they're going to strike off, and then after striking off, is there comes with also penalty or just strike off? Because people might take a shortcut, just leave it for 3 years and let it strike off.
Yes.
And, don't want to pay any compound or penalty. Is that so? Or the compound will come together with the strike off? It's what I meant actually. Thank you.
Okay. This is where even we are a bit baffled because the treatment that they do is not the same for everyone. Why I say this is, some of them, those who haven't filed for umpteen years, escape even without a single penalty. But some people who has filing, say in 2016 they have filed and returned, they fail to do it in 2018 afterwards, then they are picked up and they will what they call compounded on the amount. Now, when this kind of thing comes in, we can appeal, but the chances are they can waive it, provided we submit the annual return together with the agreed amount of compound. That means they will give you a certain percentage reduction. And let's say if there is a voluntary strike off, they are willing to give you 90% off from the amount being penalized. That is a normal industry norm now. But on the question whereby, let's say they strike you off, and you are not aware, your secretary later informed that you are unable to use the company anymore, and yet you still want to use the company again for another reason or whatsoever, you may apply to the High Court. You may apply to the High Court to seek a reinstatement of the company, but it's a bit of a costly affair. It will cost you quite a fortune, around 10, 12, really to 12,000 ringgit, if that's what the lawyers are telling. But the chances are you might not be penalized again for the same offense. That's one. But in case during that period they have issued the pink form, that means one of the final tindakan mahkamah letter came out, but you are not aware, you might have changed address or whatever. That is why they are asking for the email ID and the phone number nowadays. If you fail to get that also, then you might not be able to open another company. That will blacklist you until you settle whatever the offense that you are in. You settle the fee, then they accept you for the new direction. That happens a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Kumarisan. Why I ask this question is very, it is inconsistent,
Yeah.
how this
Very much
I mean,
inconsistent.
very inconsistent.
Yes.
Some people
agree,
like
sir.
what you say. That is why I asked you this question. Is there a
Yeah.
clear guideline on the penalty, and even when you strike off, I think it comes along with your also the number of years they want your either your audited account or your management account to accompany it, and whether they want to strike it off, or if they have any doubts in your account or your management account, they can still put a hold until you settle. They still can compound you. You know, so it is not consistent on this part.
Agree,
So
sir.
for us as a business, we register a business and under the company secretary. What is your advice? To avoid all these kind of things. Yeah. Thank you.
If you are still in contact with the company secretary and he can help you all out, it's good. He can, on behalf of the directors, he can speak to the officers and so on and so forth. But my advice is, when it comes to a tricky situation like this, I would rather go with the directors right to see the officers in charge physically. And when you go physically, a lot of things can be done. And they are willing to give a lot of leeways compared to just writing in and expecting some answer. Especially during this time, they are asking us to write in, and writing in is not solving the problem as well. So we will suggest, that's why secretaries are being paid a retainer. So we should be able to have a face-to-face meeting with the officers and tell them, explain to them the issues at stake, and then they will understand. And when you go to the higher level of officers, definitely you can get it solved.
Yeah, thank you, Kumarisan. I think this is the benefit. The question was asked the benefit of all the participants. I think when when we get stuck in the annual return and delay in submission, this is where we need guidance. So this today's presentation, I think the participant will get more clarity how to go about when this kind of thing happens. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, Mr. Commissioner, last two questions. Last two questions. Please view our chat. Last two questions. Mr.
Can
Fang.
appoint corporate representatives and MWR. Let me go there. That's interesting. Okay. Yes. For those who are not, don't understand the term this Mr. S.N. Fang is using. I think corporate representative means he's being a proxy for a company and is attending on behalf of the company, attending the meeting of another AGM, all right? So that is called a CR or corporate meeting. Yes, you can appoint through MWR, that means members written resolution, no issues. There's the act is very clear here. You have no issues there. Next is a Russian company, no bank account, have 90K missing, then no business, and they now stuck in a degree. To take over transfer.
Commissioner can read it out so that the participant also can.
Okay, can read it.
Okay. All right, Mr. Rushan, your question. All right, you say that you have 90K in the business. Means is it in asset form or in cash form? I'm not very aware about that. I'm not very sure. So if it is in asset form, then if you're selling, you want to sell your company, then you can look for a buyer who's looking at what you have, and you may give to them the benefit, because some people are looking for old companies, especially the training industry. They're looking for a lot of these kind of companies. But nevertheless, on the secretarial this one, I think people with the right frame of mind will understand that in times of pandemic and all this uncertainty, I think we understand the plight of the business community. I think it can be negotiated. We cannot. There's nothing casted in stone on this matter. I think we can give a lot of leeway here, so that the continuity of good business is there. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Kesavan here. I have registered my company under ROB, but the business is less income lately, which is less than 25K. What is our document that I need to submit to authority, if there are any?
I understand that first part. What are the documents I need to submit to authority? Which authority is talking about? I'm not sure.
Mr. Kesavan, are you there, Mr. Kesavan?
Mr. Kesavan, can you say, oh, LHDN, all right. He's talking about LHDN.
Okay.
Mr. Kesavan, this is ROB company. Whatever you earn, if you're earning something and it is part of your business earnings, you should show it. If there is some earnings here, put it in your Borang B. But if you've got other source of income, for example, a dividend, or you are earning rental income, business income, and all that, everything can be put under Borang B and submit. Okay, that expertise, I think Mr. Raj will help you on that matter, because here the issue is your ROB company. The default year end is 31st December. Okay, I think if it is passed, then I think you are not going to be taxed at all. But nevertheless, if you don't have any other source of income, I won't advise you to say don't submit. I would still advise you to submit the Borang B or BE, whichever you are coming under category of. If you don't mind, can you let me know whether you're also working somewhere, or you are just a business person, and what's your age?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Kumar, sir. Okay. That's all. Okay. Welcome our Dr. Ramanathan, our president. How are you, sir?
Hello, sir.
Oh, fine. Thank you, Raj.
Okay.
So,
Welcome.
so nice to hear the Kumarasan's talk. And very nice. In fact, many of us over here, for the benefit of everyone over here,
Thank you, sir.
many of us take things very lightly. Most of us, we use, I know even those earlier days, we used this company secretary, we just pay them 30 ringgit, 40 ringgit, we bargain on that figure, And moreover, sometimes many of the secretaries, they do so many things in life. So secretaryship just get namesake, they don't concentrate. And at the end of the day, I've seen some of my friends went into a lot of problems. It has costed them a few 100,000 ringgit and all that. So it's not only the fine, there's so many other things which is related to this. So must have a proper company secretary, pay them a proper fee so that they'll really concentrate on your file, and will advise you. We cannot be getting a free advice like Kumarasan every time. Raj, another company secretary, he can also advise you. So I think we should have, nothing is free, there's no free lunches. It's not, I saw the slide, no free lunches. So we must treat them, but they're doing a business, we must treat them, hire a proper company secretary. The same way the company secretary also should be focused and, really take care of the clients, because we're depending on you. We do not know all these rules and regulations. I could remember a few years ago, one of my friends went into some same problem. He didn't know there's a sudden change. All the forms which signed and all that were outdated, especially, suddenly a few years ago, one person can become a former Sindhya Bahar and all that time. The forms were changed, right? The forms were changed.
Yes, sections.
So it actually caused a lot of problem, and then my friend lost a few 100,000 ringgit on that. So do not try to be stingy on this 50 ringgit or 75 ringgit. I think 75 ringgit to 100 ringgit is the standard in the market, and then we can a proper company secretary. So thank you, Kumarasan. A lot of your information is very, very nice, very informative, and I think we will be disturbing you quite often after this. So, and Raj, a smiling man always, and so he's really taking a lot of interest, and he really take care of all the B40 people and all that. Great, thanks, Raj.
Thank you, sir.
So our deputy is also here. Nava is here. We can't see her face. So nice to see all of us attending. A good group. I hear 61 people attended. I think 61 people, 67, I think. Yeah. Big number, very big number. And there's another chat box about quite number. All questions answered, I hope. If you still have some questions, you can post it to Raj or to the Purani, and then they can try to check with Kumarasan and reply back to you.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Kumarasan. Thank you, Raj.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Any few words, our Vice President, Dr. Nomani? Any few words?
Good evening. Kumarasan, yes, your topic today was really, beneficial. In fact, I have also learned a lot of things with regards to PLT and all that. Yeah, a lot of people out there not very clear, and sometimes some secretaries, company secretaries, they are not very helpful. Some, not all, but some. So based on that, I think many people would have learned a lot of things. Thank you very much for your sharing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any few words from our General Secretary, Mr. Nivas, please. Mr. Nivas. Okay. So a closing speech by Deputy President Mr. T. Selvam.
Yeah, now it's already coming to evening. I think all the participants would have benefited from today's program. I would like to thank the speaker, Mr. Kumarasan, also our council member. I think the interest shown by the ESCO here, President, Vice President, Secretary General, all are coming to listen to this topic. That means it means a lot during this pandemic, and a lot of issues in our annual return and our audit, how we're going to do it. Probably everybody going through some issues. Now we have some clarity how we're going to move forward for this year and the last year, accounts and also annual returns. I think Mr. Kumaresan, you have given a wonderful insight about what need to be done. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Raj, for arranging such a good program today. And you've been continuously organizing so many programs. I think a lot of participants are repeatedly coming back. That is good. And then thank you for all the participants, our Kuala Lumpur Selangor Indian Chamber members and non-members, and also I see a lot of Malaysians here also participating in our program. Thank you very much. Hope all of you have benefited. And please do join in our future programs. And also those who are not members of Chamber, I invite you officially here to come and join us in Chamber so that we can share a lot of experience, business experience, opportunities around. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, we see for the next program future. Okay, thank you very much. All the best for next program. Okay, bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.